just finished with the kitchen tour. Again, the storage is over there. This is the Wandering Tursix portal house and sauna.
There's no portals in there anymore.
They're still down there.
Okay,
the bosses are still down there.
Sure.
So, we saw where our design was in here. This was, well, not our design, but the wood storage. This design, maybe I should say. We got wood, core wood.
You just really like showing off your wood.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of wood. So, now we go down here. And our road system itself took a long while to get right. Especially the terrain manipulation and all that. And, of course, Puppers.
Hey, Puppers.
Puppers is outside. Normally he's in the kitchen, but he's outside. I think he's actually stuck in there, but that's okay. He's our mascot.
We'll rescue him later.
We'll rescue him. He's our mascot. So, first off, this is our last little addendum to the kitchen. This is our kitchen on the outside here. Tried to do a little bit of dimensions instead of just a flat surface there.
Mix the material.
And played, I think the black marble does a really good job with that. A lot of different shapes, like this guy right here and then those guys there. So this is our windmill section here for flour production, all that good stuff. Continuing down here, this is some other project I stole from the internet. It's just a fun little thing. It's a sundial.
Oh, it's almost sunset.
So in theory, it should be almost sunset, I guess, because it's always the days are the same.
And the
length.
joke is that Lily won't fall asleep until about midnight.
Yep. If we go sunrise, noon, sunset, Lily falls asleep right here. So like 10, 11 o'clock. Yes, at the time we made this, I think she was 1.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to be at 11 o'clock p.m. And then still wake up at 6.
Yeah.
So go figure. Anyways, again, not our design, but there you go. So, we'll get to those guys in a minute. That is our armory and our mage house. This is our garden. This is actually one of the few things we tore down before. This used to be where the boars were farmed, and our 2-store boar production for food and all that stuff. Well, we just got past that. We got to wolves and then Locke's farms, and we just didn't eat boar meat. So, tore this down, leveled it out before we knew all about our instances at, in this case it's 35,000, but we leveled it out, and this is our garden. This is where we abuse the heck out of plant everything.
You did this whole thing on your own, I think.
Yeah, that's right, I went to surprise you with this.
It was very nice.
So, we're using the plants for walls. Real garden. It's just something to kind of go around in here, see the little different plants.
That weird graphic thing that happens, I don't know.
Yeah, that when you, I don't know what that's about, but when you cultivate it, it's that. Don't know. Developers, coders, weird people. So, got our little benches there. Got all of this, the plants. We've got to walk around here. These guys look really cool at night, which it's slowly getting. Goes around to the other side there. And then internal here. A couple maypoles. Nice little section here. Glows. It looks really nice at night. You can sit down on the benches here. Here's a little overhang, and you can just hang out there. A little fortress of solitude. And then you look at the top down. So,
you're so sweet.
I'm something. Alright, then close that because we don't want puppers to get in here and dig holes. This is our road system, which has actually survived most of our building here. We built all this out without knowing what we were going to build in there. We just knew we wanted pathways and that sort of stuff. This over here was our forge, and back when the farms were over here, workbench to repair all the stuff, and right now it's where our butchering knife is to cull the herd. So, this is our wolf tamer. Again, this was not my design in this case. The garden was my design. But this was something we pulled off the internet. It was far more functionality. You build a pit. It's got to be like, I don't know, 8 tiles or something, 8 walls. And
If you want to know more, you can go Google the wolf tamer video.
All right, yeah, you can. All right.
Just saying.
And they end up getting out because I never perfected the thing. And then there's stuff that's always over here, like bone fragments and
that's real
dandelions.
weird.
And then the Lox Tamer, same concept, not mine. Make it up here. In fact, I think I've retired it since we don't use Lox meat much anymore, but we do have a couple of them over there.
Don't fall off.
Don't fall off. I've got the feather cloak, so.
Fall off.
And then we decided to build a nice little section over here. Just passes. You can say hi to the Lox. Hi, Lox. You had to build walls really high to keep them out. They still break them half the time. These little huts here we tried to incorporate them in the buildings and hide them as much as we can, but there's workbenches in there. And we didn't want them to be destroyed, so we encased them in that. And because I didn't really want to bury all of them that we had. But we have probably 95 to 99% coverage of zone suppression. And yeah, so that's the thing. So this section completely RP purpose, and I believe this was our design.
Oh, you did this, and I was like, oh, cool, wow.
Yep, there's a little crane. I think I got inspiration somewhere, but definitely the bottom part, the sections over here, and I think some of this was mine. Most of it was mine, I think. Maybe. Now, taking aspects from what other people came up with, such as using these item stands with wooden shields to look like wheels on there that you could turn. And so just a little loading dock. We've got little sections over here, different materials, using the stack function, and then you've got them up there, and that's in theory once we, of course not functional at all, but you would come in through here, drop it off, and then use the loader to load it up. Right next to that is our dry dock for repairs on the ship. You're supposed to be able to just spawn a ship in here, even on land if you're like holding shift or something like that. I never really got that to work, at least on objects. I don't know if it was the terrain here or not, but I ended up having to put it on the ground and then building up stuff to kind of force the physics to make it bounce, and it was a big pain in the butt, which is why it's not perfectly on there. And I decided I was tired of fighting with it. So.
It looks pretty good.
There we go. Our next section is actually a little add-on before we get to the 2 main towers here. And this is our, what is this stuff called?
The Eider Refinery?
That's right.
Something like that.
The Eiders. And found out the hard way that, yeah, you can actually see right there that it will damage buildings. It will practically burn down a wooden house real quick.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
Yeah. Stone, it hurt that as well, but apparently it does not hurt black marble,
and
or this is the
iron stuff, the dwarven iron.
Right.
Yeah.
So we encompassed this, like most other people probably did at this point, and kept it outside.
Yeah, encased it.
Encased it. So we'll go armory next?